from the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains. Through the Sahara, we bring on-the-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
Straight away. You're welcome back. Still Sport Extraordinary. Of course, was a very, very long break. We're trying to fix things down here just to serve you better. Joining me on today's edition of the show is Emmanuel Michael. Michael, good evening to you and welcome to the show.
Yeah, good evening to you, Kingsley, and good evening to our viewers out there.
All right, let's start the show with athletics this evening as two-time African champion and coach of Nigerian sprinter Consider Ekanem, Sun Okunkoya, says the sprinter is ready to take part in the Athletics Federation of Nigeria's national trials for the Paris 2024 Olympic Games after he pulled out of the 100 meters final during the mock Grand Prix in Lagos recently. Michael Ekanem Consider, of course, is ready to get back to the track.
It's a good news, big news for the Nigerian Athletic Federation because Consider Ekanem, we've seen him this season, this year rather, doing massive things. We saw the achievement in the just concluded African game out there in Ghana where he was able to do great things out there. But I think that injury he had was something that we thought maybe is not going to make it to the Paris Olympic game or possibly contest to see if we can be able to pick the ticket for the Paris Olympic game. At some points I was even afraid. I thought maybe the season is over for him, but then a good thing, the coach is talking tough, so I think we are going to hold the coach by his word. If there's anything to go by, one thing is certain, that he's back right now, hoping to also pick one of the tickets to make it to the Paris Olympic game. And of course, as an athlete, your major aim, your major dream and aspiration is to make it to the Olympic game because that is the biggest platform in terms of showcasing your talents to the world. So I think this is the reason why Consider Ekanem is doing everything possible to ensure that he pick the Olympic ticket so that at least he can go to the Olympic and possibly, get to see if he can be able to lay hands on any major silverware for the country. So it's a positive one for the Nigerian Athletic Federation.
Positive one for Nigeria Athletic Federation, and we hope that Ekanem Consider, of course, will be able to bounce back strongly after, being away from the sport due to injury. And Michael, we understand in the 4x100 meters race is going to be part of that. We hear the man is seated fifth, where we have the fastest man in Nigeria, talking about Favor Ashe, leading that one. We also have Shokiri and some other athletes as well in that one. What do you make of, and that particular particular set of athletes?
I think it's a star-studded, group. It's a star-studded team. The likes of Favor Ashe and the rest of them. I think most of them are very, very good in terms of what they've achieved so far this season. I think for me, this is what we want to see, where we have the best hand competing, vying for an Olympic ticket. Anybody that clinches the ticket will definitely be rest assured that the person is able to represent us out there, and compete at the highest level favorably against other athletes coming in from the different walks of life for the Paris Olympic Games. So this is a healthy rivalry for me, if you ask me, because having our best hands, slugging it out there to see if any of them could pick the ticket, I think it put us in a more vantage position, because anyone that gets to pick the ticket, be rest assured that the person is the perfect fit or the perfect selection for the team Nigeria that will be going for the Paris Olympic Games. So this is what we want to see, this level of competition, this level of high quality athletes coming against each other to vie for a ticket for the Paris Olympic Game. I think for me, it's a good one. Let's hope that most of the big names will live up to the expectation, not just picking the Olympic ticket here, but to go to the Paris Olympic and possibly stamp their foot or make a very strong statement. And how do you do so? You do so by winning any major laurels out there. I think that will put us in a very good light for me.
All right, let's see how it goes. Away from that, Nigeria's women's discus thrower, Chioma Onyekwere, of course, I will be looking forward, to be in action, this time around, for Team Nigeria. After an impressive outing at the NYC Grand Prix and Nigerian trials, which was from June 16 to 18 inside the main bowl of Samuel Boda Stadium. And this is, of course, it's going to be another one, for her. Talked about Chioma Onyekwere she will be in action, for this particular trial, for Team Nigeria ahead of for the Paris Olympic Games. Michael, she has already qualified for the Olympics, but the Athletic Federation of Nigerian President Tinubu Kokowa, has mandated that all athletes, come down to the country and have their final trial so that they can select the best, for the Paris Olympic. And last time the Olympic was held in Tokyo, she was one of the athletes, that were suspended, or I think suspended due to out of doping tests, from participating as well. This is another opportunity for her. What do you make of participation this time?
It's a good one, taking a look at her form. She just finished second in the just concluded Icon Stadium event out there in the world ranking, where she came second behind the likes of the Cuba Perez. She finished second with a point of 61.35 seconds. I think for me it's very, very massive for her. Taking a look at her form, you want to say yes, she stands in a very pole position to come down here to the country and also compete with the rest of the athletes. I think for me, what Tinubu Kokowa is trying to do is trying to also make the stage very level for every athlete out there. Whether you're a foreign-based athlete, whether you're a locally based athlete, it doesn't matter if you have qualified for the Paris Olympic Games. We just want to pick the best, because sometimes you might be based here in the country, but you are far better compared to some of them that are there in Europe. It's just a matter of opportunity and the right platform for you to express your talent. And I guess this is the line that Tinubu Kokowa is going, that after she has even picked the Olympic ticket, that he's still deeming necessary that most of these athletes, they must come down here and compete with the local athlete and see so that they can be able to pick the best out of what we have in the country. But for me, taking a look at her impressive display so far, I think she has what it takes to also replicate the same feat that she did by picking the Paris Olympic Games. It's a good way to go, because it also gives them a level playing ground, both the locally based athlete and the European based athlete. Let them come and buy so that there will not be this form of superiority difference. Some of, maybe you say because you are based in abroad, you are far better to some of them that are based here in the country. No. So I think giving them that platform to also express their talent, to also even ginger the locally based athletes to give their best, knowing fully well they will be competing against some foreign-based athletes out there. It will push them to the world to also double their effort to see if they can be able to upstage these foreign-based athletes, to tell them that indeed what you are doing out there, we have what it takes out here in the country to also even perform better than you are doing out there. So I think it's a nice way to go.
Nice way to go, of course, for Chioma Wokere. We hope she'll be able to put up her best this time. But away from that, still talking about the preparation for the Paris Olympic Games for Team Nigeria. Ahead of for the upcoming games in Paris, the qualified boxers are slated to camp in Ibadan, Oyo states. 3 states, including Bayelsa, Lagos, Oyo, and FCT, have been chosen by the Sport Ministry for camping exercise for Team Nigeria. Despite attending several qualifying series, all the 13 boxers from Nigeria secured their passage through the Asian Games, and they are Omole Dalapo, Cynthia Oguse Melore, and Olere Adams. And the duo of Omole and Cynthia will stay in Ibadan, while Adams will train in UK. Before it comes to that, Michael, we've seen the exploits, from the Boxing Federation of Nigeria this year, especially at the All African Games. But having just 3 boxers to the Olympics, I don't know what you make of it.
I'm not satisfied. I'm quite disappointed. Looking at the exploit of our boxers in the African game out there in Ghana, I thought maybe we should be able to produce at least 7 or even 10 boxers out there in the Paris Olympic game, because when you have large contingents, it definitely means you automatically put yourself in a pole position to also at least go far, making sure you win major laurels in the Paris Olympic game. For a country such as Nigeria, with the enormous talent that God has endowed us with in different sporting strata, producing only 3 boxers for the Paris Olympic game, I mean, we are limiting our chances of winning major laurels out there in the Paris Olympic game. Many of them tried in taking part in some of the build-up, attempt towards getting 1 or 2 tickets. The likes of Elizabeth or Zoba as well. Many of them tried in some of the internationally organized competition used as a yardstick for qualification for the Paris Olympic game. Most of them failed. They couldn't pick the ticket. Just 3 athletes to represent Nigeria in Paris Olympic game. I mean, it clearly tells you that a lot needs to be done by the Boxing Federation, where we get back to reckoning. I remember the past years, mention names like Bashale, Samuel Peter. These are some of the boxers that was able to put Nigerians' name on the world map in terms of boxing. Most of the names that you are hearing in the world of boxing today, you see that they are representing other countries, though they have Nigerian roots. The likes of Anthony Oluwa Joshua, he has a Nigerian root, but he has decided to pinch tents with
at the end?
Yeah. No, he has decided to pick tent with other country, UK. Then the likes of Wider as well. He has a Nigerian roots as well, but he has also decided to pinch tent with Britain. So I think a lot needs to be done by Nigerian Boxing Federation, so that we'll get back to that reckoning. Not that we don't have these qualities, not that we don't have them. We have them cut across the country, but the problem is the developmental program, it has not been effectively implemented, because if it has been effectively implemented, then be rest assured that the Paris Olympic Games, we should be able to have at least 10 or even 12 boxers, because that also widen our chances of winning major laurels. If you are going out there with 3 boxers, it means that the hope of we winning any major laurels is very blink. I think for me, I'm quite disappointed, and it's a wake-up call for the Boxing Federation of Nigeria. Despite the fact that they have started preparation early for some of these boxers to start camping, it's a good one, but then it would have been more better if we had more contingent, maybe a wider representation, compared to the 3 that we have right now.
Omole and Cynthia will be camping in Ibadan, and we hear that Adams will train in the UK. We understand that the athletes are supposed to come down to the country and have their final preparation before the Olympics. So, any reason why Adams will be training in UK?
I think the Boxing Federation, they have not actually made that public. If there is any reason at all, that is left for them, because they haven't issued an official statement for that as well. Or just maybe they are trying to cut costs as well, because if he's going to come down here, then the capital flight and other expenditures as well, and most of the federation, they are complaining about paucity of funds. That just may be the reason. I'm just thinking, though no official statement yet from the Boxing Federation.
No official statement yet from the Boxing Federation. We keep our fingers crossed on that and see how, of course, Team Nigeria will prepare ahead of the Olympic Games. But let's stay away from that now as we take a look at the Nigerian Premier Football League. It's getting heated already as, of course, March day 36 is upon us, and we're seeing some interesting results already. And Michael, in some centers, we've seen some results, of course, being concluded already as it stands. Gombe United, of course, they lost against Abia Warriors today by 3-1. Niger Tornadoes beat Lobi Stars by 3-2. Kwara United beats Kano Pillars by 2-0. And Eyimba played 1-1 draw against Bayelsa United. And the game between Rivers United and Bender Insurances on that game was suspended due to the waterlogged pitch, in that particular center. But that game, the game is on now. It is Bender Insurance leading Rivers United by 1-0. Remo Stars beat Heartland FC by 4-1. Akwa United getting an impressive point for themselves, beating Katsina United at home by 3-1. And Plateau United defeated Sporting Lagos by 2-1. The game between Enugu Rangers and Shooting Stars is currently on. 44 minutes gone in that encounter. It is Shooting Stars 1, Enugu Rangers 0. Michael, first of all, what do you make of the results so far from the different games?
A shocking result we've seen so far, especially in between proceedings following that Enyimba game because of the magnitude of the game, looking at how they were also, imposed with a heavy fine a few days ago by the NPFL board, courtesy of their uh, not professional display against Enugu Rangers over the weekend. I thought maybe they would go all out to get all 3 points so as to closing the gap against Enugu Rangers. They took the lead in 20-something minutes when I was actually following the game in the first half. I thought maybe it was going to be a goal galore for Enyimba, looking at the fact that they are trying to close up against Enugu Rangers. But suddenly, for me to check again in the second half, it was at 1-1. I still thought maybe, yeah, Enyimba can still come back and do the needful by getting all 3 points, but it wasn't to be. It tells you the level of competitiveness in this year's NPFL, where you expect some of these big boys to be, firing from all cylinders. When it matters most, especially at this point where they just have less than 2 games to go, you expect Enyimba to get all 3, but it wasn't to be. So I think I'm quite disappointed with their display. Then again, for Kano Pillars, it looks as though they've also lost their form. In the last 5 or 6 games right now, they don't get it right. Kano Pillar, we know how tenacious they are. Whether playing away from home or at home, they are always a very, very good side, very traditional side. They always want to win at all costs. Very shocking, they lost 2-0. For Aqua United, who is also battling relegation, it was a good and a sweet victory for them, winning 3-1. But I thought maybe they should have made it maybe more goals, maybe 5 goals or something, because in the first half, the first half ended 3-1. Leading 3-1 in first half, expected them to come out gun blazing in second half to also finish up the job, but then it wasn't to be. But I think all that matters is about the 3 points. Then again, for Enugu Rangers, who is also down by a long goal right now in the first half, I think they still have what it takes in the second half to turn the tide around. We need to see an impressive result. Twists and turns in the NPFL, especially at the tail end of the season. This is what you expect. Let the fight go down to the wire so that anybody that gets to win this one will definitely know that, yes, he's truly deserving. Then again, I think I must also show my sympathy to Sporting Lagos, who is also battling relegation. I expected them at least to get all 3 points today so as to also boost their chances of staying afloat in the NPFL league, but it wasn't to be. I think it has been a very difficult season for them. Though they started the season like a house on fire, winning games and upon games, they thought maybe, yes, they are the new kid on the block that is coming to change the narrative, give some of these big boys, big teams a run for their money. But at some point, they began to depreciate in their form. It's quite disappointing for Sporting Lagos. Generally, Kingsley, I tell you, I think it has been an impressive season for the NPFL because of the improvement we've seen thus far.
Impressive season in the Nigerian Premier Football League, and it's been an impressive. But Michael, things are not going down well with Enugu Rangers because Shooting Stars are leading that encounter now, 1-0. Since Enyimba, of course, didn't get a win. A win for Enugu Rangers here, of course, probably will help them in terms of winning the title.
Yes, that is what I said earlier. I made mention of that earlier, that despite the fact that they are down by a long goal, it's still first half, there's still much to play. I still believe with their doggedness, with their fighting spirit, there is still a lot to be played in the second half. So I expect Enugu Rangers, to turn the tide around and possibly get all 3 points.
All right, let's go. Let's see how it goes. It is halftime in that encounter now. Still Shooting Stars 1 and Enugu Rangers 0. We hope that, of course, things will change. Also, halftime in the game between Rivers United and Bend Insurance. Bend Insurance still leading in that encounter by 1-0. Michael, it's been a little bit of struggle for Rivers United since the departure of Coach Stanley Eguma.
Not a little bit. It's been a struggle for them since the departure of Stanley Eguma. The reason for that, I don't know, but then that is what you expect when there is an in-house politicking within, Rivers United. The reason for Stanley Eguma's departure, we've all waited for it, but then the club deemed it necessary to let him go, to part ways with him. In fact, he was sacked according to a statement was released. It's not a mutual, departure. He was actually sacked. So I think a lot is playing undercard. A lot is playing behind they closed door, which we are not privy to some of these happenings. But then I think it's actually affecting the team, and that is why they have not been able to get positive results. I think I expected Rivers United to, their struggle started from the backlog of games that they had. About 6 backlog of games that they had to play because of their participation in the continental game. Out of these 6 games, they were in a good position that if they had won 4 or even 5 out of those outstanding games, they should have been contending for the title as well. But then they goofed. They failed to capitalize on some of those outstanding games. Lost most of their standing, even against lesser team that is struggling, and you expect them to get all 3 points. Even against Bayelsa United, who is struggling, Bayelsa defeated them. So I think it's been a very difficult, end of the season for Rivers United. I just wish them to, win at least the last 2 games so that they can be able to finish in a very comfortable or even respectable place. Because right now, it is no longer they are no longer within the discussion of fighting for the title or even finishing within the continental ticket. The other, the President Federation's Cup, which is another route that should have used to get a continental ticket, they are also, being knocked out of the competition. So I think it's just a very, very bad season for, Rivers United.
Very bad season for Rivers United. We hope they bounce back, come next season. But we hear Nasarawa United has returned to the Nigerian Premier League after a 2-1 win over Sporting Supreme at the ongoing Nigeria National League Super 8 playoff in Enugu. Nasarawa United secured their return to Nigerian top flight football after picking 3 victories in the playoff in the Northern Conference. Also, Economy Warriors made a return to the Nigerian top flight football after picking 2 victories in the playoff. They defeated Sporting Supreme and Sokoto United to make a return from the lower division. The other teams, of course, that made that got promotion to the Nigerian Premier Football League is Beyond Limits, and they got past Inter Lagos today by 1-0, and Ikorodu City got past Madiba FC 2-0. So Beyond Limits, they've been promoted to the Premier League, Nigerian Premier Football League, and we've seen the likes of Ikorodu City as well been promoted to the Nigerian Premier Football League. Michael, what do you make of the 4 teams being promoted to the Premier League in Nigeria?
I think it's joy or galore. It's a galore of joy for the teams out there, most especially for the northern team, the likes of Nasarawa United, Academy Warriors. These are familiar names, in the Nigerian Premier Football League, but then they went down to relegation. Thank God they are back. Let's hope that they've been able to learn 1 or 2 lessons from their relegation and also bouncing back to the top flight again this season. Let's hope that they know they've actually learned their lesson and they are going to, work on some of those errors so that they won't go back to relegation again, because it is very, very difficult in the NNL. You coming back to the NPFA, I mean, it simply means that you have to put in much effort before you are able to bounce back, because we know how difficult and how tasking the NNL is out there. I think it's a big congratulations for them, for the teams that have qualified for the Nigerian Premier Football Leagues.
All right, impressive one. But Michael, you take a look at the situation of things. We've seen more of the Western teams now in the Nigerian Premier Football League. Remo Stars are there. We have Ikorodu City, Beyond Limit as well, now coming in at this point in time. Sporting Lagos is also from the West as well. What do you make of the strengths, coming from the West when it has to do with football?
Massive improvement. What this is telling you is that there is a lot that have been invested in terms of football development over there in the West, and that is why we are seeing this, massive development, massive improvement, where we have most of their team, plying their trades in the Nigerian Premier Football League. I think other regions as well need to also brace up to the occasion. They need to wake up and start doing something, in regard to that. What the Western are doing out there. If you go to Lagos, Ogun State, or you see, great talents out there. They take it more like a business you know, playing football week in, week out, every day. You just need to go out there, especially in the evening. You see them, you know, playing in different kind of competition out there. It simply tells you that they have been a very massive, you know, investment in terms of, you know, sport, not just football alone. You talk about the West, I think they are doing pretty well in terms of sports, you know, in all round, and that is why they are also dominating, having more teams in the NPFL compared to maybe other region you want to say. So I think it's a good development, one that other regions as well, the eastern region, south, and the north central as well, they need to also take a cue from what you know, they are doing out there, so as to also improve the level of football development in those regions.
Okay, you know, it's a sad one at the moment because Remo Stars, they just sent Heartland FC back to the Nigerian National League, courtesy of that 4-1 victory they got against Heartland FC today.
When you say it's a
sad one,
it's a sad one. Make it look as though maybe Heartland were doing enough to stay
No,
afloat.
you know, they came back and now they're going back again.
Yes, they are going back again because that is where they deserve to be. They have not done enough. Starting from the season, when they get go of the season, they have been in a very bad form. Kennedy Boboye came to rescue and remedy the ugly situation. But because of political tussle, politicization of everything, he had to be relieved of the appointment. Even when we saw, you know, level of improvement when Kennedy Boboye came in within the shortest period of time that he had, played 7 games, won 3, lost to draw one of those games. It was a massive improvement. We begin to see them climb up the ladder, but all of a sudden the governor came in because the man that was handling the job is a card-carrying member of certain political party, and the wife as well is a card-carrying of that party. The wife put call across to the governor that this is my husband, this is what. Before you could say Jack, Kennedy Boboye was relieved of the appointment, and
he was crying.
They had to reinstate back the man. They have also taken them back to relegation. I think for me, it's not a sad one. It's a good development for them. Hence, that is the way they want it to be, because you can't tell me that the governor of a state will just wake up one day and reinstate a coach of a football club as though the governor controls everything. No, you should be able to have a clear demarcation between football administration and politics, but this is what they failed to learn, and now they have failed to learn, they will also learn the hard way, and the hard way means that Heartland is back to the relegation. I don't know how long it will take them before they come back to the NPFL you know, league again, but then that is their problem. I saw this one coming, you know, immediately Kennedy Boboye was relieved of his appointment, and Christian Chukwu Christian Obi was reinstated back into the team. I think it serves them right. Let's hope that they are going to learn in a very hard way. Going back to the NNL, coming back again, I don't know how many years we take them, but let's hope that, you know, they will be able to come back maybe in the next 2 or even 5 years.
A very sad one for Heartland FC, and we'll see how all of this, of course, will be resolved in the coming days. Can they get themselves right and see how to bounce back to the Premier League? Heartland is a big team to say. It's a traditional team in the Nigerian Premier Football League, and with this situation of things, I think for me, it's poor management of the team. I think that's what led them to where they are at this point in time. We'll keep our fingers crossed and see what the management will be able to do going forward. Michael, Nigeria, they're now 4 points off for the top spots in Group C of the 2026 World Cup qualifying series in the African zone. Courtesy of the results we saw yesterday between the likes of South Africa, Zimbabwe, Rwanda, and Lesotho. The Super Eagles now 4 points, you know, against the top teams, you know, the team at the top, you know, in that particular group, and they are seated 5th, you know, on the log. And the big question at this point in time, 6 games remaining for the Super Eagles, of course, to play in the World Cup qualifiers. They played 4 already. They have 6 remaining. Can they still qualify?
It takes a miracle. It will take a miraculous, you know, intervention before they they qualify from this group. Taking a look at a very tight situation that they are right now, I think it will be pretty difficult. We need to go back to the era of punching calculators, trying to do the mathematical aspect of it on whether when South Africa get to lose their next game, or even Rwanda drawing their games, or Benin Republic losing the next match. You know, we are back to that era where we start pressing calculator before Super Eagles can qualify for the World Cup, and it's very sad that a team that just finished second in the African Cup of Nations not long ago is finding it difficult to gel, to get back their rhythm, to get back their understanding, that winning mentality. For a team that finished second in the just concluded African Cup of Nations, is it not bad? It means that we look as though we build to collapse, because having finished second in the just concluded African Cup of Nations, the next line of action is to improve on the gains of what we achieved in the last African Cup of Nations. But we are going down the drain. I look as though we take 5 steps forward and 7 steps backward. And it's quite disappointing. It will take a miraculous intervention before the Super Eagles can qualify for the 2026 World Cup. Taking a look at the group we find ourselves, Finidi George, is he the right man for the job to get us this ticket? I doubt. Taking a look at the games that he has played, these 4 games he's played 2 as a friendly games, and played 2 as a head coach, a substantive head coach. Won 1, lost 2, draw 1, scored 4 goals, conceded 6. So, looking at all of these indices, you may want to say that we've just kissed goodbye to the World Cup ticket for 2026, but then there is still light at the end of the tunnel. Only if they can win 5 out of the remaining 6, and possibly hoping that other teams like Benin Republic, Rwanda, South Africa, Lesotho is going to misfire before you can say yes, Nigeria just might, make it through. If not, I assure you that it will be even very difficult for us to, qualify for the playoff.
A sad one, at the moment for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. But Michael, we have 6 games remaining. Just like you mentioned, a lot of Nigerians are not happy with the tactical prowess of Finidi George in the last 2 games. Should Finidi George be the man to be at the MFS in these 6 games remaining?
Well, he was just appointed, having just played the only 2 competitive games as a substantive coach. Should we now begin to call for his aid for him to be booted out? Of
course, a lot of Nigerians are calling, are saying that he should be shown the exit door, looking at his poor tactical inputs in those matches.
There's an information that surfaced online, though a classical information, though, and espionage information, that a member of the NFF, a high-ranking member, just revealed a few hours ago that Finidi George was single-handedly picked and appointed as the head coach by the NFF president, talking about Ibrahim Gusau. Then again, that Finidi George did not even have to go for any official interview before he was given the job. Thirdly, the reason he was appointed was lack of, financial constraints, that the NFF, according to them, had no money to maybe employ any other foreign coach or any other expert. So, taking a look at all of these excuses.
But if that's the case, is Emmanuel Amunike, is it that expensive? Can't the NFF afford Emmanuel Amunike?
That is a question in the lips of so many Nigerians. So I think it's about, they've actually politicized everything. Because if you take a look at the coaching CV, the credentials of Emmanuel Amunike, putting it side by side with that of Finidi George, there is no way, even a blind man will not go for Finidi George instead of Emmanuel Amunike. Emmanuel Amunike has coached in 5 different countries, in 7 different clubs. Where have Finidi George been able to stamp his feet as a coach? Coming to Enyimba, playing an abridged league, winning it. An abridged league that Rivers United were supposed to win, if not for the bad officiating and some other things that went behind the closed doors. and you now carry the biggest, one of the biggest and most challenging job in the world of football, which is to manage the Super Eagles, and give to Finidi George, a man that has no tactical depth. You need to listen to him when he was being quizzed about his formation and philosophy. He said that his philosophy is to win. When he was asked about formation, he said that formation doesn't matter so long as the players know when to attack and to defend. I mean, come on. When you listen to a coach speak, talk tactics, you will definitely know that this man knows what he's doing. And for me, I've listened to Emmanuel and Monique in different fora, in different platforms, talking tactics of the modern day football. You will know that he has the depth. He has what it takes. I mean, he knows his onions. But I listen to Finidi George, whenever he's asked any tactical question, he goofs. Sometimes I begin to wonder. And that is the man who takes the job too. So I think NFF shot themselves on the foot. I won't say that Nigerians shot themselves on the foot, because NFF did not listen to the voice of wisdom. They didn't listen to the voice of Nigerians. And that is why they went as far doing the thing that they deem it is necessary for them. At this point in time, we cannot be talking about who next to come in the line. Should Finidi just be retained or should he be fired? I think the NFF that started this fire should also find a way to control it.
All right, let's say it goes for Team Nigeria. We hope they will be able to qualify or pick the ticket for a 2026 World Cup. But Michael, we got a report that Erik ten Hag has been asked to continue his job as Manchester United manager after the postseason review.
Yes, a big congratulations to Manchester United fans. Hence, they have taken joy in winning the Carabao Cup and FA Cup. I mean, that is the standard for Manchester United right now, winning the FA Cup and Carabao Cup. That is the standard for them, and that is the reason why they have, decided to keep faith with Erik ten Hag after, the season appraisals for them. I think for me, retaining Erik ten Hag as Manchester United coach is not the right option. That is my own opinion. Why? Because Erik ten Hag came into Manchester United with this high hope of coming to create a dynasty, to build a philosophy that is very identical to that of Pep Guardiola. But then, will you say that in this 2 years stay of Erik ten Hag as Manchester United, he has been able to create a philosophy that is identifiable, not even identical to Pep Guardiola, but that is identifiable? The answer is no. Manchester United plays the kick and follow football. You don't know any of the philosophy that they play right now. Then again, Manchester United is a big team in England and in the world, one of the biggest clubs in the globe. Should they be satisfied with the FA Cup and Carabao Cup? The answer is no. A club such as Manchester United should be going for the Champions League against the big teams like Real Madrid, Manchester City, possibly Dortmund, and even Bayern Munich.
Okay.
But they struggled in the Champions League this season. They were knocked out of the group stage. In the EPL, they finished 8th position. Is that not embarrassing for a club as United? And they are now decided to keep faith with Erik ten Hag. Let's hope that he's going to hang them into the next phase of Manchester United development.
All right, let's see what comes up for Erik ten Hag at Manchester United next season. The man has been asked to continue his job as the coach of the side. I'll call it to wrap up this point on the show. It's been an impressive time, Michael.
Yeah, an impressive time talking sports.
Don't forget, please sign this over the pathways to progress. We'll be here tomorrow by 7 a.m. to bring you the latest revolving around the water sports. My name is Kingsley Manuel. Thanks for watching.
So now, here's his way